Welcome to Oilers Nation Every Day with your hosts, Tyler and Liam.
If you ever get upset about a bad Oilers loss or a mediocre start to the season, just remember you could have been born a Canucks fan. Let's get into it with the lead. They're not going to rebuild, Liam.
Why would rebuilding's not important?
They might trade Quinn Hughes, but they're not going to rebuild.
I think the Canucks, let's just throw the Canucks and the Flames in the same category. Mm-hmm. They're on track. Keep doing what you're doing.
Should we tell the YouTube chat what our technical difficulty was?
I don't think we need to even tell them.
Or should we just see how long it takes for someone to figure it out?
We can let them figure it out.
Anyways, welcome into Oilers Nation Every Day. We are live from the Sports Closet studio. 25th anniversary contest on now. What's on the line? $1,000 Sports Closet shopping spree. 4 tickets to a game. All you need to do to enter, people already figured it out. All you need to do to enter is make a purchase of $100 or more in store or online. No limit on the amount of entries per person. Shout out to the Sports Closet. We are also a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today and use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Liam, busy show coming up today. I'm going to give it to everybody in reverse order. Louie Debrusk at 1 o'clock will join us. His audio will be synced up perfectly. It's ours that is messed up. Jay will be around at 12:30. His audio will be synced up poorly because he's in studio, but that's fine. We'll do all of our usual game day stuff with Jay, but we are kicking off the show.
It actually starts out well. Actually, no, just a spit again.
It comes and goes. It goes and fits.
It appears like right after I do this. Now it's going to work for Tyler for a minute or so.
Okay, what happens if we put it on this main camera?
That's a decent idea.
It's still off.
Yeah, it doesn't really work that well.
Damn it. That was a while.
Ryan is in and says, ON delay every day.
Just don't watch.
That's a good joke.
Just listen.
Yeah.
Go
read Oilers Nation.
Go read or close your eyes if you're on your lunch break. Just close your eyes.
I'm going to close my eyes.
Okay, but we have a very fun first guest of the day joining us. As you all know, our super chats for the last, year plus, I've been going to the Ben Stelter Foundation. You guys are very, very generous, whether it's on this show, whether it's on pregame, or especially during the playoffs, during the postgame show. But we are very, very excited. Come on in, sit down. Make yourself at home. Very excited to be joined today by Mike Stelter of the Ben Stelter Foundation. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me in.
Yeah, appreciate you popping on. You also got a first-hand look at what it's like when things go just horrendously on live broadcasting.
It's good. Everybody's calm.
Yeah, everyone's calm. And again, I'll just take off our monitor so we don't even know that we're delayed. We'll just ignore it. But very excited to bring you on because we have a donation to make for the Ben Stelter Foundation. Again, this has nothing to do with Liam and I. This has to do with all the people in the YouTube chat who donate their money. But almost $10,000 donated in the last year from our YouTube chats to the Ben Stelter Foundation. And they do it for a whole bunch of reasons, whether it's just having their comments read or in the case of Aaron's post-game show last year in the playoffs, when the Oilers would lose a game, people would donate $250 to be don't read me the scoring summary on the post-game show.
How much can we raise to skip the scoring summary? Those are the highest earning nights.
Yeah, that was a big part of it. But anyways, our fan base stepped up big time, so we're very excited to be partnering with you guys and being able to make this donation.
No, thanks for the support. You guys are incredible, and nobody is better than Oilers fans.
Yeah, it's been unreal. I want to talk about a whole bunch of things when it comes to the Ben Stelter Foundation, and I hope this question makes sense. Sometimes I ask questions that don't really make sense. Mm-hmm. From when you started this to now, has there been something that you as a foundation have been able to do that surprised you? Is there a direction this has gone that you're like, wow, when we began this, I did not think we'd be able to take it here?
Yeah, it's gone incredibly well, obviously. I think once we made the announcements for the plans for the Proton Center, that's the one that sort of blew my mind, where it's like, whoa, this is big. We have a lot of support behind us, and we're actually making a difference, which is really cool. So we had a lot smaller visions at the very start, but it's grown huge. There's been so many families we've been able to help. The programs we have set up at all the children's hospitals in Western Canada, the research projects we're working on, and then to bring proton therapy to Canada is huge. It's going to help a lot of people.
Can you explain the Proton Center a little bit more? I know what it means, but the listeners might not know.
Yeah, right now, Canada is the only G7 country that doesn't have proton therapy. And what it is it's an advanced type of radiation cancer treatment. Targets the tumor a lot with a lot more precision. It doesn't damage the healthy tissue surrounding it as well. It enters the body, stops there, where it's very good, particularly for brain tumors. So you don't damage the healthy. I myself actually had to go for proton therapy. In the States. If I went for regular radiation here, it would probably damage the nerve in my leg so bad that I wouldn't be able to walk again.
Wow.
It works. It's something that we believe in, and Alberta Health is sending hundreds of Canadians or Albertans to the United States. Alberta Health is sending hundreds of people won't have to turn it down because of financial barriers.
That's insane that the difference of you being able to walk.
Because of financial barriers.
That's
wild, right? So it's incredible. It's very, very precise.
I don't know if you can tell, but our chat's already raised $400 and just over $400 since you sat down in the chair. So I want to give love.
Incredible. Thank you very much.
Yeah. This one is Cup year. He's always dropping in big donations. He says, let's go, Ben. He donated $200. Northside Norm dropped in $10 as well. He was dropping in $10 to respond to a $200 donation that Mistaken Mexican made as well. And Kyler, who's just so generous all the time in here, said, someone said donation to Ben Stelter Foundation. Say no more. And he added in a nice emphatic for Ben in all caps as well. And Lance dropped in $5 as well and told us to try jiggling the cords to fix our tech problem.
Technical issues.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with
we
it.
might have to take that $5 just to figure this out.
We need a new cord. Liam.
I wanted to ask you, the Ben's Cup is coming up again this year, right? So is this the second or third year you guys have done this?
This is the second year for
Okay,
Ben's
nice.
Cup. Last year was huge. We had 32 teams.
Wow.
It raised just over $600,000, which was awesome. This year we're growing. So this year we're at 56 teams.
Wow.
It's going to be over 5 days. We have 2 all-star games that are going on. That was the big thing from last year. The top 40 fundraisers, the players all have to fundraise. The top 40 fundraisers get to take part in the all-star game. We go all out with jerseys.
Nice.
We do fun player intros. Hunter comes out, plays and skates with the kids. We have a bunch of the super fans out there too. It's awesome. So we're doing 2 of those this year, one for the U7s, which is a new division, and then one on the 29th of December for the U11s and U13s.
So are you guys full already? Is it all ready to go? Yeah, wow.
The kids have been going crazy fundraising. It's going incredible. They've already raised, the kids alone, as of today, it's about $240,000. So they're going hard. There's one kid, Emmett Madigan, he's over $20,000 already that he's raised.
That's incredible.
Which is incredible.
So it's at the Ardrossan Rec Center again, right?
Yeah, so it's at Ardrossan Rec Center. From December 26th to 30th.
Nice.
So you mentioned the money the players are all raising. If there is someone in this chat right now who wants to support Ben's Cup or wants to support in, maybe a way that's different than just donating, like coming on supporting, is there something they can do with Ben's Cup? Is there another event you guys have going on they can get involved in?
Absolutely. They can go to benscup.com. They can donate there. They can find the leaderboard there if they want to support any of the kids. Check out our Instagram or Facebook as well at Ben's Cup. Where we do some player spotlights where the players get to say who they're playing for, and there's some really special ones there. Also included is we have a fun raffle going on for permanent Christmas lights donated by Astoria Lighting.
Oh, cool.
So you can get on the raffle right now for that. It supports Ben's Cup, and all of the funds from Ben's Cup is going towards the Ben Stelter Center for Proton Therapy and Neurosciences. So
permanent Christmas lights are cool as hell.
They're awesome. I'm jealous of my
Everyone's getting them. Everyone's getting them now, too.
Didn't you just get them?
I have some coming. Not in yet.
I already got some.
But every night
There's
I look
a
at
selling point on the house I bought.
They came with your house?
Oh, yeah. But then I lost the extension cord. I have to buy a new one.
Oh, maybe we can take the 5 extension cord. Also, you can also work.
Well,
not that I'm advocating work.
Well,
not that I'm advocating for that at all.
Apparently, I can't steal anything. We need everything we need.
Anyways, I'm getting totally sidetracked here. You were talking about like the different families you kind of help out. And you were telling me downstairs about a really cool family you helped out recently.
Yeah, so we have a really special family that came into town. Their little guy's not doing super good, but we created a magical experience for him. He loves Lego, he loves Build-A-Bear, animals, and he really loves dinosaurs. So we brought them into town. Yesterday we were at West Edmonton Mall at Build-A-Bear doing a really fun shopping spree, hit up the Lego store, got him some really cool stuff. And today we're headed down this afternoon to Tellus World of Science. They're putting on an incredible afternoon with real dinosaur fossils and their incredible dinosaur exhibits.
Sweet.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
How many of those do you guys do a year?
Probably about 20.
Wow.
I would say. They're awesome. It's my favorite part, getting to meet, interact with these families, and just see the smile on their face, and hearing from the families how much it helps having something special to look forward to. Maybe there's a pretty bad diagnosis, or they're just sort of down in the dumps from everything, where we can put that smile on their face. It means everything.
And tonight is Hockey Fights Cancer Night for the Edmonton Oilers as well.
Yes.
So what do you have going on for that?
We're hosting 4 families in a suite. The Oilers have been very good to us, bringing 4 families down to host them for a fun special night. They're going to fist bump the players, maybe meet a couple of players after the game. We have, a really special boy coming in from Calgary, big Oilers fan. This is sort of his magical experience, so we're getting him set up with all sorts of stuff. But yeah, we're going to have a blast out there tonight.
That just never gets old, does it? Like seeing like the kids and all of that stuff, and getting to do it with, again, the passion for the Oilers in mind as well. Like that's just got to be the best. For
sure. Such an incredible organization. The players are so good. So anything we can do to sort of introduce some players, or the kids to the players, and bring them out for a game is everything.
So Ben's Cup, that's obviously coming up in the next month or so here. Anything exciting you can maybe tease on the calendar in 2026 coming up? Like, do you have any other big plans?
2026, we have something big coming up, Brunch for Ben, which will be coming up in spring, which is one of our favorite events every year. So make sure to come out to that. Bring the kids, bring the family, and we'll be out there too.
I love Brunch for Ben. It is great. What game did we pick this year? February 28th?
February 28th.
Sweet. Right after the Olympic break then.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they better show up. Last year they dropped the ball on that one, didn't they? They played Philadelphia, and it was terrible.
I don't remember the score, Liam. I remember the great time.
No, the event was fantastic. It always is. But I was like, damn it.
Excited for Brunch for Ben. Excited to see what you guys do with Ben's Cup again. You guys are doing unbelievable work. Excited for 12 months from now when we get to make another donation from our super chat, because Liam and I deserve no credit. It's the community who does it all. Yeah. But even again for today, for them to be dropping in big numbers is awesome to see. And it's awesome to see you again. Thanks for popping by.
Thanks for having me.
There you go. Mike Stelter from the Ben Stelter Foundation. Again, dropping your super chats. That's where all the donations go. See you, Mike.
See you, Mike. Thanks.
We're going to be joined by Jay in a couple of minutes as well. We'll do all of our usual game day stuff, but always a lot of fun catching up with Mike and hearing what they're doing at the Ben Stelter Foundation, because that's and I love that. I mean, we talked to them for 10 minutes there, and he said 3 or 4 like major things when he explains the proton there, and like him being able to walk in here today. And you think about he's one guy. Like if you can get this center set up, which they're obviously doing, like think of all the kids and added people who can have that benefit them.
Yeah, it was obviously a tragic situation has been able to turn into a positive for so many people, and I think they've done a great job of just keeping Ben's legacy around, and the stuff they're doing on the community is fantastic. We need Mike and his family to help other people out. Like this event they were talking about, taking all these kids to the Oilers game tonight, is what an incredible thing to do for people, and also too like. Credit to the Oilers. Like the Oilers are always fantastic. They really dig in, and that's why sometimes I think when we're out here criticizing players so heavily, like look who's out there every time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think that's important to know as well. These guys actually do care a lot about being not only Oilers, but making the city better, and I think that's very important. And again, thanks to Mike, and thank you to everyone again for donating. Like we just say you can donate, and I mean we've both done our fair share of it. It's the people like Mistaken Mexican and Capier who, they're just it's insane. Tammy is obviously a big donator as well on After Dark, and Aaron would know a lot of other people as well who donate quite regularly. But we do really appreciate the support you guys give. It's not even us; it's for Mike and the Stelter Foundation. It's really incredible.
People are obviously commenting on the audio issue that we're having. So basically, if Aaron puts
I'm trying so hard to match it. I think I got close there because they were telling me I'm trying hard back here.
Yeah, basically, like Aaron can reset it, but it's just going to slowly get worse again. We don't know what the issue is.
I'm trying to delay it to match your mouths, but bear with me, folks.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart.
This is my last resort option. I don't know what's going on.
This is my last resort. Anyway, shout out to Mike for swinging by today. It is a game day edition of the show. Like I said, Jay is going to come sit with us for a little bit, and we'll go through a whole bunch of stuff. But Edmonton taking on the Dallas Stars tonight. Liam looking for a second straight win.
I wanted to do something quickly.
Okay.
I just saw him in the chat. Backyard Burgers, who came on our nation vacation. Yep. His name is Zach. Got a puck.
I got a T-shirt.
So I'm going to leave it on the show right here. So you watch every day, you'll see. Oh, yeah, there you go. We'll see your little puck. It was looking for 2 in a row. And I think they can do it because I think those last 2 games were positive. I think they're back on home ice, and I think that's going to be a big thing for them. I think as good as Dallas is, I think they're also a fairly flawed team, similar to Edmonton. And they're obviously missing a few pieces tonight.
Yep. Let's talk a little bit more about that and get into some game notes for our friends over at Greta, our go-to party spot in downtown Edmonton. Arcade, bar, street food. Hey, they've been the proud hosts of Brunch for Ben a couple of times as well. So again, always very grateful. You even talk about that. Like the fact that Greta sits there and like changes their policy and opens up early for us to throw that event is so cool. But shout out to our friends at Greta. Let's talk about some game notes for tonight. Liam, you mentioned just how banged up this Dallas Stars team is. They are going to be missing a whole bunch of really key pieces. Thomas Harley has not played since November 13th. He is week to week. Ilya Lyubushkin is not on the road trip. Matt Duchene hasn't been in the lineup for a handful of days. Niels Lundqvist has basically been out for the year. So they're missing 3 defensemen and a pretty key forward in Duchene from injury. And then Mikko Rantanen is suspended for a game. Dallas isn't going to have Rantanen. He got an automatic 1-game suspension.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So I didn't know this was a rule. If you get 2 game misconducts, so a major penalty and a game misconduct, if you get 2 in the span of 41 games, you get a 1-game suspension. Mikko Rantanen had 2 in the span of 3 games. So that was
I thought it was interesting that he got 1. So this is an interesting one. I still don't love this as much as he got pushed by Scott Mayfield.
Romanov out 5 to 6 months.
Yeah, like he extends his arms quite a bit there too. Either way, the other one against Matt Coronato was also terrible. I was interested that they only suspended him for the automatic one and didn't add a game on top. You get this automatically, but you're just not gonna get away with this one. Like that's a dirty hit.
This one is so bad. This one like actually pisses me off that the NHL doesn't do more to take this kind of stuff seriously, because there's gonna be a reverse angle you'll see if you're watching on the YouTube here. He takes like 7 strides in where he is seeing nothing but the white number 27 on the back of Coronato's jersey. And he still drives him into the dasher. And you just saw Coronato skating off with the blood leaking down his face. Like here, this is the angle. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, stops, and then hammers him from behind. Ben Sherratt got fined the maximum allowed under the CBA for butt ending. Why is the NHL so scared to suspend guys all of a sudden? There is no problem if you slap Mikko Rantanen with a 3-game suspension for this. That should easily be a 3-game suspension in today's NHL. But for some reason, the NHL's gone soft.
100%. And I think the other part of it, speaking of soft, is like Mikko Rantanen being so afraid to be like, oh, what did I do? Why do I have to fight? So, oh, because you just buried a guy into the board.
Just buried one of the other team's best young players into the board.
And it's the second time in however many games it was that it's happened. And also, too, credit to Jonathan Huberdeau for being the guy to jump in.
I noticed
Not
that,
a fighter at all, but saw his teammate down and took exception to it. And I did like that from Huberdeau. Not heard a lot about him this season, but I thought that was good. But yeah, nasty hit from Mikko Rantanen. Nasty hit from maybe the most overhyped non-superstar in the NHL. Everyone loves to label that guy as like the superstar player, and I think he's a great player, don't get me wrong, but he is not a superstar.
Really?
Superstar is a label that just gets thrown around. McDavid, superstar, McKinnon, Draisaitl, McCaw, just off the top of my head.
Matthews?
No, great player. He's not playing like a superstar.
No, he's not. Did you know Mikko Rantanen leads the NHL in penalty minutes? He has 57. There's only 3 players who have 50 or more PIMs on the year. Rantanen, Tom Wilson, and Curtis Douglas. That's crazy.
Curtis Douglas. Interesting.
Yeah.
Clapham makes a great point. McDavid got 3 games for something less egregious last season.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's a tremendous point.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like when people are.
We did it?
We did it?
I'm still so delayed on here. Oh, the audio is now lined up, but my mouth is delayed on the stream. Gotcha.
Okay. So the monitor will still be messed up, but people watching will at least be able to not be distracted by the delay.
Yeah. Tyler said top 10 winger in the league, 100%.
Sure. But I guess that also just depends a little bit on how you view the term superstar, right?
I just think it's just thrown about like it's like generational talent. It's like every first round pick that comes like generational talent. It's like, well, why don't we let these guys play a few games in the NHL first and see what they're happening? Because nobody labeled Matthew Schaefer as a generational talent, and he might be the best defenseman to come into the NHL in a long time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know what I mean?
No one it was like, oh, weaker draft class, Matthew Schaefer, and then part of that too, maybe because he didn't play a ton in his draft year. But McKinnon, McDavid, superstars, Macklin, Celebrini,
get in there. Not there yet. I think it deserves. I think those players, out of respect, deserve that one, and you have to get to a certain standard before you get labeled as a superstar.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyways, back to the task at hand tonight. The Oilers hosting the Dallas Stars down at Rogers Place tonight. Dallas 13-5-4 on the season, which again, some loser points are propping them up, but they're still a very, very damn good hockey team. 7-2-1 in their last 10, coming off of an OT loss. They are in a Central Division that is wildly competitive, Liam. Like, insane. You have the Colorado Avalanche. You know the Avs have one regulation loss so far this year?
I did see that the other day.
They've won 9 in a row. Minnesota's won 5 in a row. They're looking good. Utah's been a little bit mediocre as of late, but like, this division is a gauntlet. You know, the Winnipeg Jets are like, I think they're minus 140 to make the playoffs right now. Like, their odds have cratered.
-1. Well, Connor Hellebuck not being out is not going to be good for them.
And like a bad month can sink you in this division.
Especially with how well Chicago's playing too. Like they've been a decent team this season. Nashville. I love the quote from the Nashville Predators GM the other day. What's his name? Barry Trotz. My players need to give me more. So how about you give them something? Like, how about you do your job and actually put a decent team together instead of just being like, when's you two coming to town?
It was very funny when Trotz was like, Brunette's job isn't in trouble because it's our players who are bad. And it's like, who brought in the players, Barry?
Yeah. So I know the others, we kind of talked about that with Knobloch a little bit, but it's also a completely different situation because we know this team is who they are.
Back to the game notes. So with all those injuries we talked about, Dallas basically missing half their blue line. Miro Heiskanen in the Stars' last game on Saturday played 32 minutes and 47 seconds. So their plan to get through this is just to play Miro Heiskanen until he dies. By the way, they lost 3-2 in extra time to the Calgary Flames in this one as well. So like this was their D-man usage the other night. All strengths. Miro Heiskanen plays 32-46. Esa Lindell plays 25-45. Leon Bichelle played 21-28. Alex Petrovic played 21-13. And then they have a couple other guys here. Kyle Capobianco played 13-03. And Vladislav Kolyahar played 10-04.
Who?
Yeah. No, I said it right.
I never heard of that guy.
Yeah, they have a couple nobodies cruising around on that back end right now. The point is, I think this is a Dallas team that might be about as beatable as they've ever been. Here's their forward group for tonight. Hintz, Robertson, and Sagan on the top line. Johnston, Ben, and Sam Steele is the second line. And then you get to the bottom six, and it's like, oh boy. Justin Hurakowen, I think is how you say it. Oscar Bach and Maverick Bork. Radek Faksa with Nathan Bastian and Colin Blackwell. Like, you're wincing a little bit looking at this team on paper. Like, this is a game the Edmonton Oilers have to win tonight.
And if I'm not mistaken, it was similar the last time they played them as well, but it was like Rupe Hintz didn't play. But I think Sam Steele was a second-line center that night, if I'm remembering correctly. It's an opportunity. The Oilers played well against Dallas last time around until they stopped playing hockey and just allowed Dallas to get back in the game, and obviously losing in the shootout. But they had them right where they wanted to, and they didn't have that killer instinct we mentioned a few times earlier in the season. The end of the road trip was a positive, and I just hope they can kind of take a little bit of that into this game as well. Like, bully this team a little bit if you can, you know? Like, Jamie Benn's back, of course. How many games has he played now this season?
Only a handful.
2 or 3, yeah. So I think this is a beatable team if the Oilers actually play their game.
This will be Jamie Benn's 4th game of the year. Hasn't scored a goal yet this season. So, yeah. You can slide in.
Come on in.
Yeah, slide in.
Not. Jay's here.
There you go.
I'm here, guys.
There you go. Jay's here. It's not a game day until Jay shows up. If there's one player on this Dallas team, to finish off our game notes, who can make a big impact tonight, it'll be Jason Robertson. He is on a 6-game goal streak with 15 points in his last 7 games. His 28 points are tied for the team lead and leaves him just outside of the top 10 in NHL scoring. Also, little early key to victory here. stay out of the penalty box because Dallas has themselves a very good power play, 29.3%. They are 0.5% better than the Edmonton Oilers. Tonight is a battle of the second and third best power plays in the NHL. Last time the Oilers played, they both scored. That's from Michael Menzies, who does his pre-scout every game day on Oilersnation.com.
Remember the goal?
The Robertson goal?
No, the Draisaitl power play goal when he scored from like the goal line.
Yeah, that was sweet.
That was nice.
I do remember that one.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that was
there's
nice.
no angle.
That was
That's
featured.
the Draisaitl.
Yeah,
The Oilers
it
put
was.
out their mic'd up teaser, and that goal was featured in it, where he like fires it from that angle.
Yeah.
And I think it's Brett Kulak who's like, "How the fuck did he do that?" Never gets
did he do
old.
that?
Never gets old. But those are your game notes for Greta. Oilers 5-2 at home against the Dallas Stars as of late, and very much in the same breath that Edmonton on Saturday rolled into Florida, which is a bit of a house of horrors for them, and Edmonton was very emotionally charged up for that hockey game. I think the Oilers need to be prepared for the counter of that against Dallas. Like, this building is a house of horrors for the Dallas Stars. They can't. Stuart Skinner is the best goalie in the NHL when he plays the Dallas Stars. Like, Dallas will come in very emotionally charged up, and considering how depleted the Stars lineup is, but also how good their power play is, I think for the Oilers, can't believe I'm saying this, considering how hard I've harped on it for 6 weeks of the season, don't get into the shit. Don't play into any sort of extracurricular games the Dallas Stars want from you tonight. Just go beat them. It's a team that's so beatable right now with how banged up they are.
Or maybe, I don't know. I think I want them to get into it. I think I just want that to continue.
Because it's only happened in one game, right? So
Yeah.
you gotta.
They fought against Tampa, pushed back hard against Florida.
It was better in the last two games.
Connor
for sure.
McDavid took a swing at someone against Washington. It's getting...
Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I want to see it continue. I just think they need to get used to playing that way, so I wouldn't want it to just disappear for a night.
Yeah.
And also, too, it doesn't seem to be, like, when it happens, they just send both guys anyway. And then you
that's
get 4
fair.
on 4, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Like,
I just want to see him beat the Dallas Stars.
win
a little
the
bit.
hockey game.
Yeah.
But if there's, they don't have to be the instigator of anything, but they can be the finisher.
Yeah, that's a good way to
That's
put
fair.
it.
I don't mind that. Shooter in the chat. Didn't the Sabres cakewalk the Oilers with a depleted lineup? Don't underestimate the Stars. Oh, the Oilers still have to play well.
Yeah, we said
Oh,
that.
yeah. Don't overestimate the Oilers.
Every team's, yeah.
Like, they got to go work hard and do all the things that they did that made them successful on Saturday night. But the point is, if you play well tonight, this isn't a Dallas team that should be able to dominate you at your best. You know?
I mean, there's signals saying we're shifting.
Yes, there's a few.
So this game is very important.
It's a big game.
Because it's the only game in the entire NHL. All eyes on us. We're the butt of a lot of jokes right now.
Schedule,
This is the FU moment.
Yeah. Schedule rant? You like the way the NHL lined her up this week?
BM already told me about it. I know. I
They're giving the Lions their space.
no one should want to watch that team right now. My goodness. I just think, again, I understand the idea of NFL's Thursday and all that stuff. You could just play a couple of decent NHL games and people might just watch that instead of Baltimore Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, but there was that. Like,
I
how's
mean,
the
you
NHL
don't
supposed to know
plan
that?
that, but like, I just think sometimes, like, as much as the competition is big in the NFL, like, there's some people who just want to watch hockey. And I think you could do some Canadian matchups and like counter it, be like, you know what, Canadian Thanksgiving, we're doing.
You're being crazy. Crazy.
Okay, that's fine.
The NFL
I mean, every
is a
season,
juggernaut. Thanksgiving is second to the Super Bowl, and you want to potentially hurt the game by having.
I just want hockey. I just think hockey should be on all the time.
Just watch football that day.
I will be
Enjoy
watching at 10 a.m. I think the Lions play.
I kind of like that the NHL really leaned into Black Friday.
I guess it is Black Friday.
So Black Friday, they have a full 15-game slate, Oilers and Kings.
Are they
Oilers.
spread out throughout the day? Okay, well, that makes a difference. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Noon, 1, 3:30, 4. Handful of games start at 4. Handful start at 5. Then one at 7, 2 at 8.
Okay.
That's not bad.
Then I'm
Football.
fine with it.
Yep.
All right, so we're good.
Hockey Friday.
Hockey Friday.
You
The
wake up
Oilers-
from your turkey coma.
NFL's also doing a Friday game this year.
Well, of course.
NHL should
but
stop.
you're only going against one game.
Yeah.
As opposed
It's just
to
so many times this season too where it's like no Friday games this week or one Friday night game in the NHL. It's just like, what are you doing?
it's It's normally very bizarre,
Yeah,
but this
silly.
circumstance makes total sense to me.
All right.
good
Let's
now.
keep the conversation going about the Oilers and Stars game. It's weird schedule for the Edmonton Oilers this week. Again, play tonight, off the whole week, in Seattle on Saturday, then finally they start December with a real nice homestand. So the Oilers so far this month are 3-4-3. If you can win these two, 5-4-3 in the month of November, not bad.
Oh, man, win tonight, and that's a flashing green light, boys.
Oh, yeah.
Flashing.
Maybe they're finally having their Halloween party tonight.
Have they had...
I never saw anything.
I don't know if they had time to do a Halloween party.
Yeah, they could have had the rookie party there.
On the road.
On the road, but...
Yeah. But this is much like how Florida was the swing game for that road trip. These two games coming up here, and maybe even tonight specifically against Dallas, is a little bit of a swing game for the month, right? Like if you can go out and beat Dallas tonight, and again, they're banged up, but they're still going to give you a good fight. It's still a good team in Dallas. They're still finding, you got to beat them. Do you not, does it, this, I don't want this to sound dumb. Does a dominant performance against the Dallas Stars just kind of make good for laying an egg against Colorado?
No, but they should do that though. Like if they are who we think they are, and they're now kind of getting more emotionally connected and have awoken, like if they like this isn't gonna make any sense what I'm about to say, but this is like if they lose, that's like a 4-point loss. The math does not check out, but in the sense of this is a game that they absolutely should win. If you're going to beat the Dallas Stars, this is the perfect opportunity to do so without having to overextend yourselves. Just be yourselves. So losing it just is just that much sillier and painful that it should feel like a 4-point loss. Although it won't, but it should.
They do owe it to the fans.
That's exactly
It'll feel like
it's
a
4-point game to me right now.
Yeah.
It's real to me, damn it.
Yeah.
Also because we'd have to sit on it for 3 days.
I know.
That's the other part of it too. At least with the Colorado one, it was a Sunday,
And then we were
they
right back
played
at
on
it in
Monday.
Buffalo.
No, Columbus
Oh,
on
yeah,
Monday.
Columbus we won.
Yeah, barely.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to be joined by Louie Debrusk at the top of the hour. Do we want to do betting challenge now?
I have my goalie stuff.
Okay. Oh, yeah. There you go. Let's do the goalie preview for tonight because you want Bobrovsky up by the ear.
We got him.
We got
Finally.
him.
And you want
We
an
got
ear guy. Jake Ottinger is the ear guy of the NHL I've seen so far.
Jake Ottinger, ear guy. Put it on the quote graph.
Which year?
Which ear, Jay? Why not both?
Whoa, he's doing these guys. Hello.
Yeah. Jake Ottinger is 67% on his left ear. But that is not even his worst ear. He has 60% on the other ear.
Wait, he's got 2 ears?
He has both.
You can expose him in both ears.
I'm surprised they haven't been shaven off. The amount of pucks he's getting past
Okay,
them.
so high shoulder.
Yeah, you got to shoot high. High gloves
He's
specifically.
a early down to the ice committer.
Also, too, one right through the chest. Insane.
Damn, he's been
He
beaten
is
in the chest.
75 of 76 through the chest.
I feel like that percentage is off. 75 to 76. Shouldn't that be like 98%?
I don't question anything this graphic
It's
tells me.
probably a 98 decimal, and you round up to 99.
98.5 would make sense.
Something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy, but that glove is
Whoa,
weak.
and he's also weak. Is that 50%?
He's 50%
under the arm?
What do they call it? A 7-hole, I think people keep
No
calling
one
it.
tried that spot more than twice this year.
Jeez, he looks leaky. What's his save percentage on the year?
902.
902, I guess.
That's what 902 looks like.
I guess so. Just don't aim
I
low.
guess it's the volume. It's all weighted differently, but
Yep.
like you're learning where to go.
What's his goals against?
His goals against is 2.72. Jake Ottinger has only allowed more than 3 goals in 5 of his 15. Actually, that's not
I
a
would
compliment
take
at
all
all.
of his stats.
He's allowed more than 3 goals in 5 of his 15 starts. They can get to him tonight.
So a few of them I was watching, he gets beat clean fairly often as well.
Okay.
If you get some quality shots in him, I think you can beat him. And I mean, we've seen it in 2 back-to-back Western Conference Finals now. Like the others have his number a little
He's
bit.
either going to step up because of the beating we've delivered
Yeah.
to him, or he is going to be pooping in his
Shell.
pants.
Maybe.
Take me through what I'm seeing here, Liam.
So typically we always talk about the middle of the ice. Obviously, is a good area. We all know that's where you need to score goals, whatever. Mm-hmm. He's actually allowing a little bit more from other goalies we've seen on the outside more than. So if you can get some one-timers away,
high.
They're shooting high and they're getting him to go across. So I'm looking at that right face-off dot there and thinking, oh, maybe Leon Draisaitl goal again. Might be the spot. I also like what someone said before, Pod calls in goal guaranteed with his ears being such low percentages. Pod's his ear guy now.
He's feeling the ear spots.
Yeah, someone asked if Bobrovsky had a shot go through his chest on Saturday night. I will find that out for you right now, too.
Can I give you some more Jake Ottinger numbers that I think we'll like? Career regular season numbers at Rogers Place. 3 games. Jake Ottinger has an .890 save percentage and a 3.74 goals against average. That is in the regular season. In the playoffs, Jake Ottinger at Rogers Place, .870 and a 346. He is a 1-4 record in playoff games at Rogers Place. So you put that together, regular season and playoffs, he has just 2 wins in 8 starts at Rogers Place.
There's trauma there.
There is. Again, this is a house of horrors for the Dallas Stars. They lost in this building 2 years ago, and last year, this is where the series really sort of flipped on its head, right? Because the Oilers lost game 1 in Dallas and then went on to rattle off 4 straight wins.
No, they won in overtime.
You're thinking of 2 years ago when we were there.
Oh.
Yeah, that was lovely.
Remember this last year?
I thought you were referencing 2 years ago. Sorry.
I said 2 years ago, Dallas had their season end in our building.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
last year is when this series kind of flipped on its head.
Yep.
What was I going to go look back up? Oh, I wanted to go see. What was that game 1 they lost in Dallas? What was the story there again?
They blew a 3-0 lead.
In the third period, right?
Yeah, that was disastrous.
They lost 6-3, so they were up 3-1 going into the third, and Dallas scored 3 times in the first 6 minutes on the third, 3 straight power play goals. Oh, yeah, that was crazy. What were those penalties, too? Perry and Evander Kane both took high-sticking penalties. Yeah, that sucked. Well, anyways, didn't matter. Edmonton rattled off. Yeah, when this series shifted to Edmonton, the Oilers outscored them 10-2 in those 2 games. That's crazy, hey?
Bobrovsky was 100% in the chest last game. However, 0% on both ears.
Couldn't make a save by his ears.
Yeah, 0s on the ears.
Couldn't make a save up by the ears. All right. Let's get to our Bet365 Game Day Betting Challenge. Shout out to our friends at Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Did you update the graphics?
No, I'm so broken on them.
Oh, you got to just hard reset on the whole counter?
Yeah, I somehow was like writing down like our 2, but then I would miss Jay's 1 game, then I would make our 2, and then forget yours 1 game. I'll tell you something, it's going terribly.
This new system isn't working well.
No, it is not. It is not working well at all.
Got to keep it simple, I think, is the play.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, none of us are doing well. We'll have an updated standings maybe before the weekend. Yeah,
but
sure.
I think if the Oil are turning around, I feel like we will turn around as well.
Yes.
As they go, we go.
That's fair. There is a guy.
I've made all my money this month. Not betting on the Oilers because I've been losing.
On the Browns?
On the Shedeur Sanders season, Cleveland Browns.
God, I cannot.
I hate Shedeur Sanders so much.
Well,
what do you think of him, Jay?
I mean,
there's no way you like him.
I mean, I liked what I saw on Sunday. I saw some promise. I saw some hope.
Fair.
Check down King.
He had a couple good passes.
Yeah, he did.
On the run. He likes to bootleg.
He's a perfectly fine quarterback. He just
he's better. Well, we've had Old Man Flacco, which 2 years ago was great. We had Dylan Gabriel, who
little man,
just throwing short passes.
Yeah. Short king.
And now we've got someone that can maybe be a playmaker.
Yep, I agree.
And Myles Garrett is sacking everything under the sun.
Yep.
So let's bet on the Browns. Let's remake your money now, folks.
Can they still make the playoffs, or are they
out
of it? No, I actually didn't know. That division's so bad. That's why I was wondering.
That's true.
Edmonton comes into this game tonight as favorites. They're minus 135 on the money line. Dallas is plus 115. Over-under is set at 6 in this hockey game. I'm betting on a guy to bust out of a little cold streak. Zach Hyman hasn't scored through 5 games since returning to the lineup.
Can you call it a cold streak when you've only played 5 games and you
I've been gone for.
Yeah, I've been gone for 6 months.
It's pretty harsh, eh?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we heard a similar tale with Jack Roslovic, Tyler. Now we're just flipping it to Zach Hyman.
It's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Jack Roslovic, it took him 7 games to find the back of the net for the first time, but when he did, steamrolled. So I think Zach Hyman is going to be able to find the back of the net tonight, and the Oilers are going to win, plus 260. Need 2 things to happen. I like that price tag for a 2-legger on Bet365.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Liam?
Puck line.
How creative.
Plus 180 on the puck line. I think with the injuries Dallas have, and hopefully the momentum Edmonton gained from those last 2 games on the road, maybe they can win a home game. Jay?
Plausible. I did mine really early in the morning, and I was bored because I woke up at 4 a.m. So Oilers money line.
I was bored. I woke up at 4 a.m. Why don't you just go back to bed?
I can't. Just you kind of the mind turns on and you're up for the day. Get the coffee going. It's good. Jack Roslovic, our boy, 2 shots. That's all I'm asking. Nurse chucking things on net all the time when he has a chance. 2 shots. McDavid is fully activated. 2 points. And for some reason, I just didn't feel it for Leon to match him at 2. So I went 1. I got soft there. I got scared. Plus 525. Need a lot to happen. But tonight's the night.
All right, plus 525. I don't dislike any part of that. Nurse shot props makes me a little bit nervous.
He's hit it like 4 of the last 5 games.
3 of his last 5.
All right, 3 of his last 5. Okay, one game he had 1 shot.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay. He's hit it in 15 of 14 this year. That's a pretty good
15
clip.
of 14 games?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Does that make you nervous?
He hit it in 15 of 14 games.
Holy shit.
That sounds like the freest money ever.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm going to tail Jay.
15 of 24.
That's pretty good.
That's more than 50%.
I'm having a bad game today.
We're not even playing.
I know, but I'm just like, if this was...
Are you here for the poutine?
Yeah.
Oh, you got what's
That
the
actually filled me up.
tryptophan or what's in the...
Yeah, tryptophan.
Tryptophan. Yeah.
The tryptophan.
It weighed me down a little bit. I'm glad I had it early. It was delicious.
Yeah, I'm struggling right now.
Might go for a walk around the block.
Turkey tater tot poutine.
It was unbelievable.
It was good.
Try it.
With stuffing.
Did you cranberry sauce on it?
I didn't.
I did. It
was
was
a good
awesome.
I'm actually normally not a cranberry sauce guy in general when it comes to Thanksgiving or
I'm not a big one
Christmas.
either, but I felt obligated because it was like the only thing I wasn't going to have. It was great. It was really good.
Jake Ottinger, if you remember last time the Oilers played the
Big
Stars.
cranberry sauce guy.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Jake.
And he was away from the team because he was having his baby. Had a baby boy. Named him Rhodes. What a unique name.
Rhodes.
Rhodes.
Rhodes Ottinger.
Rhodes.
All right, Rhodes Scholar.
Like Rhodes.
Like Rhodes?
That's how people spell Rhodes in a name. Rhods.
Odes. Yeah. It's a
Rhode
unique
Island.
name, though.
It's a cool name.
Yeah. So, anyways,
Rhodey.
Well, Rhodes,
I hope your dad gets lit up
I
tonight.
hope your dad...
Is that too far?
I hope your dad plays an okay game. I hope his ears are burning. I hope everything else is fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can play fine as long as he allows more goals than Stuart Skinner. It's capable. It's the possibility that both goals
Stuart
can
Skinner's
play
the
well.
X Factor. Is he here for us tonight? He was here for us in Florida.
Yep. Kyle was there for us in Tampa.
Our goalies love Florida, apparently, in the regular season.
Back-to-back great games from the Oilers goaltending. Stuart Skinner back up, or is up to an 885 on the season now. So, yeah.
Hooray.
What do you think league average is?
891.
I'm not going to
$8.95.
Maybe it's a little bit higher than that.
897.
897. Okay.
We're not even
897.
there
League
yet. We're
average
getting
goals
there.
against is 283. So goaltenders are getting beat a little bit more than they have.
Sorry, what is it? 280.
283.
So both of these goals are below average for goals against, technically.
The Athletic did an article yesterday, I think. Every NHL team's one trade every NHL fan base would most likely want to undo. What do you think the Oilers was?
Trade?
Trade.
One trade in the history of the franchise that the fan base would want to undo.
The history.
The history?
Well, let's just.
Because I'm like Everly or Strome for Spooner, but
That was a bad one.
it was so bad.
Is it a modern one?
Yeah, it's modern. I think most of the ones they picked were pretty modern, but this was modern.
Is it Griffin Reinhart?
Yeah, it's Griffin Reinhart.
Yeah.
I thought that was a pretty easy. Yeah.
Craig McTavish was on Bob's show yesterday, and it was this trade was brought up, and he said Peter Chiarelli. Maybe someone could correct me if I'm wrong a little bit, but he said that Peter Chiarelli didn't want to make that trade. He was just convinced by everyone else to do it, and then he took all the heat for it.
Sounds like something Peter Chiarelli would say.
Yeah, and then there's the
It
other.
doesn't matter. It's the
Totally, he
it
makes
is
the final call.
Like everyone knew the second it was announced that this was a mistake.
Yeah.
Totally. The other one was brought up with the Anthony Ciu trade. And
That's a lot we gave up for that.
again, Holland supposedly did not want to make that trade, didn't believe in Anthony Ciu, but Tyler Wright pushed for it. And then Tyler Wright, got
fired?
to happen. Well, they all got fired. But it's like at the end of the day, you can trust your guys, but the GM, as much as
Makes
like
the
they
final
didn't want to
call.
do it, he makes the decision. So
Yeah,
it's on
So
those
if
two
you weren't
guys.
feeling it, you can veto anything.
Yeah,
Cost being the boss.
totally.
Yeah.
Don't let the tail wag the dog.
Yeah, that's a good one. Someone said the Wallstedt trade.
Do you know another
Shit.
one that people like? The Broberg draft just does not look good for the Oilers for multiple reasons. Obviously, because Broberg's not on the team, but guys after Matt Boldy, Cole Caulfield, Spencer Knight. Like there was a run of guys. Cam York, another guy's pretty decent.
What year was that?
What was that? 2020,
2019.
2019.
Yeah, that's not ideal, hey? Zegras goes right after. Could have had Podkolzin. Podkolzin's so funny, hey? Because, like, Oilers fans obviously love the guy, and he's tenacious, and he's the classic example, though, of just needing a change of scenery, right? Like,
Podkolzin.
yeah, and I said that when he was brought in. Like, if Vasily Podkolzin was putting up these kind of numbers in Vancouver, that fan base would be livid with him, right? He's a top 10 pick. What the hell? He scored 8 goals last year.
We have different expectations.
Exactly.
It's like when Cassian came.
Yeah.
He's a first round pick, but he's not a first round pick to us.
Yeah.
He's a reclamation.
He's a
project.
guy you give up a 4th round pick for,
Yeah,
and like
he's
look at the
nothing.
value you got.
Yeah.
So yeah, Podkolzin, that's an interesting one.
And Ben
Anyways.
Scrivens.
And Ben Scrivens. My favorite story about the two of them is when Cassian scored that big goal against Colorado in the Western Conference Final to tie the game. They were down 3-0, but for a moment it gave you some hope, and they forced overtime. And Ben Scrivens was sitting behind me at that game, and I turned around and I said, "Good trade," and he was like, "Yep, good trade." All right. I want to talk a little bit about the Vancouver Canucks, if I may, for just like a couple of minutes here.
I think it's important we get to this.
A division rival. The Oilers are looking right now at 2 teams in their division who are staring down potential full-fledged rebuilds.
No, they're not.
They won't admit it.
They won't do it.
They won't admit it, but like,
We just got to retool a little bit. Quinn will sign, surely.
Oh,
he's good as gone, right?
There's no
I
doubt.
have it. Oh, jeez. I have it on pretty good authority. He ain't coming back.
I don't think he's going back.
I don't think he's going back either.
If Vancouver was smart, if you go to trade Quinn this July, I think it would be pretty tough for a team to give up a massive haul of assets without an extension in place, right? Like the only way to get max value would be an extension. And like, let's say you were, say whatever team, maybe you're the Rangers, maybe you're the Red Wings, whoever wants to acquire Quinn Hughes.
The New Jersey Devils.
Well, I know, well, okay, but that's what I was getting to.
He's going to get traded for Mo Sider.
Oh, I don't think Detroit would ever do that. I think
Quinn Hughes?
I'm just saying, like, I think that
I don't think they would need to do that. I think they have
Yeah.
enough young defensemen. They could figure something out there to get rid of that best
I guess for
defenseman.
rebuild, they'll go younger.
Yeah,
So-
like Simon Edvinson's a good example.
the point I wanted to make was, like, if you were Detroit or the Rangers, go down the list of, like, Carolina, like a team that wanted to acquire Quinn Hughes. Let's say you're doing it next July. And Vancouver goes, yeah, sure, talk to him about an extension and we can do a deal. And Quinn Hughes is going, I don't want to sign with you. Then you're pretty much sitting there going, oh my God, he is going to go to New Jersey, which is always the talk with Quinn Hughes. He's going to go play with his brothers at some point. But like, oh, he's just, so then you're trading for him kind of knowing that you're only going to have him for a year. So would you really give up all that capital knowing that you won't be able to re-sign him, right? Like you would have such a feel. And my point being, if you're the Canucks and you wait till July, you give Hughes a chance to dictate his market a little bit, which in turn will potentially hurt where you deal him to. If you were to bite the bullet and trade him in season,
Right now.
granted, you'd have to have the knowledge, which I think they do, that he's not coming back. If you trade him right now, you might get a team like Detroit who goes, you know what? And I see Mulick puts in like Sandin Pellikka, Nate Danielson, and whatever else it takes to get it done, like all these future assets. If you're Detroit, you might sit there and go, you know what? Even if he doesn't sign with us, we're going to get him for 2 playoff runs. We're going to have 18 months. And I think Hughes went to Michigan for college.
He did.
I think they have a home in Michigan, like the brothers, and they buy like a bro shack there.
That's where also is the development programs in Ann Arbor.
Yeah. So I think if you're Hughes or if you're the Red Wings, you sit there and go, you know what? If we can get him in here and we do a playoff run together, maybe we can convince him to sign. But I just think in July it gets really, really hard, or it will get really hard for a team to want to acquire him without the knowledge that he's extending. And I think if he gets to July, he might just be at the point where he's like, I think free agency sounds pretty good. Getting a chance to play with my brothers might sound pretty good.
Maybe the brothers all want to get to Detroit. You ever thought about that?
I mean, the one just signed a huge extension, though.
I don't know.
The Philadelphia Flyers practice in New Jersey.
They do.
In the state of New Jersey.
Yeah.
It is I just looked, it's an hour and 40 minutes away. If you just all three of them buy houses in, looks like Trenton or Princeton, they'll just all live halfway. Then they can have the huge
I don't think this
community.
is about them wanting to live together. I think they want to play together.
They have one
But what if
one
they just
bedroom
wanna-
with triple bunk bed.
Yeah, like Despicable Me, where the planes come out of the wall.
The report from a whole bunch of people, Pagnotta, Friedman, Drance out in Vancouver, it was basically that the Canucks are going to be willing to listen on anyone with 1 or 2 years left on their deal. So some of those names would be Vander Kane. There is a rule, and I believe it's still in the new CBA, that the Oilers can't acquire Evander Kane in a retained money transaction for a year. So if you were sitting there being like Kane at 50%, I don't think you're allowed to do that. Teddy Bluger, I think, is a kind of interesting name, $1.8 million. I don't think he really fits in Edmonton.
Kiefer Sherwood,
$1.5 million.
Kiefer Sherwood.
The reported ask is a 2nd-round pick.
Kiefer
Awesome.
Sherwood.
Would you do Kiefer Sherwood for a second?
Yes. Like,
My 2nd-round pick isn't
if
helping
it
me win the
actually
cup.
is a 2nd round and that's like documented and we haven't done it yet, that's insanity.
You worried this little run of offense is too unsustainable?
He hits.
Yeah.
He is tenacious. The scoring to me is all gravy. I'm not saying, oh, sweet, we're going to have a 30-goal guy with Kiefer Sherwood. He's a 10 to 15 goal guy to me, and he hits everything.
Also, 50% retained.
Could be a cost-saving.
Okay. Where are you funding those guys for that much money? What did they pay for Bukestad the other year? I know it was a little bit less money. It was like Kesselring, and was it a third?
Yeah.
That was a dear price.
That was, but that's basically a 2nd-round pick. You know what I mean? Like, just combine them together. It's the same difference.
Do it.
And
do it.
again,
do it.
I don't
do
even
it,
need.
Do it.
I want him to score, obviously, but is he going to play? Is he going to be what I wanted Andrew Mangiapane to be?
I'm not
Pest,
expecting, but the thing,
but I just want
he
him to be a
will be
pest.
though.
That's what I mean. That's
he
what I
is
want.
right now in this season.
Yes.
Breadman's has an edge in the sense of he will get into the tough areas, but doesn't necessarily always drive being a pest.
Yeah.
If you had Sherwood and Frederick on a line,
What does that do? Like, I think.
well, like
I think-
hopefully that just
Yeah.
that gets more consistency out of Frederick.
that's what I
Because
mean. Like,
Frederick's only in if he's physically in. It's documented.
he's an infectious player.
Yeah. So if Kiefer can get the best out of, you have the Bang Bros there on Bash Brothers.
Well, we can workshop nicknames.
Fuck.
I think you go get him if he's
100%.
available.
If that's the market right now, why are we not paying it?
Yeah, I completely agree.
Here's
Go get him.
what Drance had to say about it. He said if the Canucks decide to move Sherwood, they'd be seeking either young players or at least a 2nd-round pick in return.
Give him a second.
Yeah.
See you later.
I'd be calling Jim every day. It's today the day. Today. It's today the day. Today?
What about tomorrow?
I want my boys to bash.
You
Yes.
do. Anyways, it's not going well. I don't know what the Canucks are going to end up
Today
doing
the
this
day?
year.
Jim?
Our first trade board's coming out on Daily Faceoff, I think, in the next
Jimmy might only have a
24
few days left, too, so we got to get him while he's,
Don't say that.
What do you mean?
He's on the hot seat. He's done a
Gotta be on
terrible
the hot
job.
seat, no.
I thought you were saying because he's a
What?
Your mind is
Where's
all
your head
over the
going?
place.
What did I say to elude that? You think about Father Time? That was my comment.
yeah.
He is an older GM. He's got an owner that will refuse
Not
to
even
accept.
the GM.
Well, whatever, the president, whatever. He's
basically
got
the
the
GM, I
keys, but he's got a mandate of you can't rebuild. You
Yeah.
have to retool.
Drew O'Connor's another good player from Vancouver.
Yeah.
They got a couple of guys that might fit in Edmonton.
Thing is,
Tyler Myers is one of the guys on the block, apparently.
Will they trade to us?
They traded with Calgary before.
Calgary, I wonder about that too.
I know, but it's we're different.
I think we're different too.
We're a little different
Because we're relevant.
because we're pretty cool. Well,
Pretty cool.
we were very cool, and we're kind of tepid at the moment.
I
Getting
think
cool again.
another defenseman would be good as well. I don't know if it's necessarily Vancouver.
Well,
but
I thought our
would add
D-core
another.
was top 3 in the league, Liam.
Well, I would just like to replace Alec Regula.
That would be a very good idea.
Also, were they voted number 1 or top 3?
They were voted number 1 by
Yeah.
The Athletic.
Yeah.
Oh, won by Athletic.
Yeah.
You've been shortchanging the boys.
Well, someone had him as third.
Someone did. I can't remember who.
But you couldn't get Tyler Myers.
$3 million bucks.
He's another year left. He has a full no move, so that would come down to him.
He'd come here.
But maybe you could
You wanna
talk
know
to
why?
our pal Tyler Ennis.
Tyler Ennis would
Yeah,
tell him.
yeah,
You should
great
come.
spot.
I'll tell you where all the good donaire shops are.
How about the guy who came to our watch
Swiss
party
donaire.
on Saturday at Dog Patch wearing a Tyler Ennis jersey? And I was like, hey, that's sick. Can I take a picture and send it to Tyler Ennis? And the guy at our party who's wearing it goes, yeah, funny enough, my name's Tyler Ennis too. And he says he'll be around Edmonton and people will be like, oh, Tyler Ennis, like Sabres. And he'll be like, nope, just my name. They're like pretty close to the same age too. It was pretty funny to run into him. So I sent it to Ennis and he said, that's great. Anyways, Jay, thanks for popping on.
I'm getting kicked out?
Oh, do you want to
You're
stick around
gonna
for
stay?
Louie?
Well, I don't know. What time is it?
It's 1 o'clock.
Oh, geez. Okay. Well, yeah, because I got cut short at the beginning.
I know.
I know.
But that was for the Ben Stelter Foundation. So
Oh, well, anything we do, always.
guy had two $200 donations when we had Mike
While
on.
he was
Oh,
on the
really?
show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, he's a good dude.
All right, we got to get to Louie. So thanks for
Okay,
popping
well,
on.
Send Louie my best. Tell
All
him
right.
the jam might be back. We might have some jam now.
The Oilers might have some jam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Louie, I think the Oilers are finding their jam. I'm very happy
All
to
right.
see it.
Louie Debrusk appearance is brought to you by Oodle Noodle. You can take advantage of the value menu deal, which allows you to get add on 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 6 wontons to your order for just $2. Any signature or premium box in store and takeout only. Head to oodlenoodle.ca as we bring in our good friend Louie Debrusk. Louie, do the Oilers, is their jam back?
I heard that from Jay. Yes, there is some jam there, I think. I agree. You know what? Listen, that's pretty cool. I think that Clattenburg coming up, I think indirectly sent a message too, when that's the guy that the Edmonton Oilers call up, a guy that, plays the way he plays, gives it his every game, he gives it his all, finishes every check, has been scrapping down there. I think that resonates with the team that they need to be harder to play against. I think in that the last couple of games especially. I think they've really started to dig in. The game was chippy, but they were the ones initiating. I think I really do think, guys, I know it's been a tough grind at the start to the season, but they're starting to work their way out of it. It's not going to be a one-game turnaround everything situation, I don't believe, for Edmonton, but they are playing with more jam, and it's good to see.
Yeah, and just going back to how that road trip finished, like you said, for all the alarm bells that were being sounded and panic that was kind of going through the fan base, and I mean, not even just the fan base, like the national media coverage to an extent was a little bit like, oh God, what's wrong with the Oilers? Louie, they went through a tough road trip and came out 3-3-1. Like, that's not the end of the world.
It's expectations, right? Simple as that. I mean, this team's gone to the final 2 years in a row. So anytime that happens, when you look at the team, there's a higher bar that's been set for this team internally to start with. I mean, first and foremost, it's been set high by them. So when we watch it from the outside and we see things that we're used to seeing not happening, controlling games that's not happening, turnovers that you just can't play with, slot opportunities against that are some of the lowest or highest, and they'll let them down at the bottom of the league and defending the slot. I think that those are all things that put up the red flags, and it's like, whoa, these are warning signs that things aren't going well for this team. Yet, they still are grinding. We've said that all along. This isn't a team that's just not trying, that's not going out there trying to figure this out. Sometimes it takes a little longer, though, to get into that groove. It's been nice to see some line combinations stay similar, stay the same, not as much tweaking. Some players that are starting to find their game. Evan Bouchard, for instance, we talked about him a lot at the start of the year. Not a great start for him. He was minus 11 in the first 16 games. He's plus 11 the last 8. So, we're so quick to judge when guys are down. We need to praise them when they're playing well. And I thought he's had a couple, his best games actually, where he's looked definitive in his movements. He's moving his feet. And he just has a confidence with the puck on his stick. It took him a little longer this year than we've seen in recent years to kind of find that, but he's got it. I thought he was great against Florida. I thought he was really going. I know Jack mentioned it earlier, the focus he had, and I agreed. I thought he was really dialed early on. So that's a good sign. When you start to see players putting games together, that's how your team starts to get better. That's how your team starts to play with consistency. And there's a lot of guys on the optional this morning. I think that they're ready for this one against Dallas. They had a 2-1 and 3-1 lead early November when they played them last time. They let that fade away. They did get a point in a shootout loss. I think they'll be motivated tonight in their first game back at home in a while.
These guys must be, and you just kind of mentioned it, excited to be home. Like, that is a long road trip to go on, and the travel wasn't easy. You mentioned on the broadcast too, like getting in super early in the morning for some of these games, especially Tampa. Then they gave a really good effort. Like, it does weigh on the players a lot more than I think people give it credit for too, because everyone mentions like how well they travel and everything. It's like, yeah, but you don't mention that they get into the hotel at 3:00 in the morning and then have to go and play that same day. And there's a few layers to it, right? It can be quite exhausting.
It really is. And I mean, I'm just a color guy, and I felt it. I'm telling you what, it's a grind. Getting on planes, getting on buses, checking in, checking out, packing, unpacking, the whole 9 yards. It's real. The struggle is real, and the grind is real. Every team's going through that right now, but Edmonton's had a real heavy road schedule. 16 of 24. It'll be 17 of 24 if you eliminate the first 2 home games after they play the next game back after Seattle. It's been a grind. That was a 7-game and 11-day road trip. A lot of doing this on the map. Yeah, what can I say? It's difficult teams. It's a difficult league to play in. It's a war of attrition. But I credit this team, and I've said this a few times, when things aren't going great, and yeah, they wear it on their faces. They don't hide their feelings. They still grind. There's still a lot of tight games. And this is a team that we know when they start to play together, which I see happening the last few games, they can start to turn that tide where those ties start to become wins, those shootout overtime wins, 10 times they've gone to the extra this year, start to become regulation wins. And that's just how they built it together. And they've done it each and every year. So I don't understand why we would think that isn't going to happen. They're essentially the same players. It's just taking them a little longer, a third of the season almost to kind of get going where we feel, okay, there's a couple games here. We're starting to see the signs here that they're starting to go. But I don't think they've lost faith in that room. I mean, I walk around, I talk to the guys. You win a game, you check it, it's on to the next. You lose a game, you check it, it's on to the next. This is a veteran group that knows how to win. They've got some new young guys in the mix and guys that are getting opportunities. I think it's adding some life. I think Savoy was really good in Florida in the last few games. You're starting to see him play with confidence. They're figuring it out. Let's just say that. It's a work in progress, but they're figuring it out.
I like that you brought up Matt Savoy because that ties in a little bit to sort of the next area I wanted to go with you. And yes, they have a homestand coming up. I think that's going to give them energy. But also, they're on the verge of being healthy for the first time this season. If you can get Nugent Hopkins back, and I don't know if he's playing tonight. I think it's more likely he plays Saturday, I think has kind of been the word. But if it'll be the first time this year they've had both Nuge and Hyman in the lineup together. And I think it'll be I'm curious to see what Chris Knobloch does because on one hand, you could totally load up this top 6. On the other hand, there's an opportunity to, Zach Hyman was on the third line with Henrique and Frederick last game. Is there a way where you can have like Nuge and Hyman on the third line and maybe you're creating like 3 really deep, almost balanced lines? Like, how would you like to see Chris Knobloch go about it? Would you like to see him load it up and put all the talent with Connor and Leon? Or do you think there's a path to him maybe trying to create some depth here?
Good question. Right now, I mean, being said these lines have kind of said a few times now. It's in wealth out a bit and trying to find that balancing line. 11 for games there by necessity, and then being able to make changes to bring in Connor Clattenburg in the fourth line. Well, it's going to be exciting. This is a home game. He's going to be around a little bit. He hits everything. Him down in Bakersfield. He's been kind of one of those guys that adds that jam that I'm talking about. But I would tell you that for me personally, I want to have top nine. I want to have a real strong top nine. I think the deeper you can become, the better. I think the harder you are to play against down your lineup, the better. So when you get everybody back healthy, Nugent, I agree, he's not playing tonight. It looks like, I think he's already said it. I don't know if he did in his presser today, but he was out there, looked good. But Saturday, I think, is the date for him to come back. Kapanen's another guy that was off to a great start. He was skating really well. He looked like he was fired up this year, and he's a veteran player. He's going to add into the mix. Wallman, obviously, with the walking boot, probably won't be that much longer, you would think, but you never know. But I don't think it'll be that much longer. So when everybody comes back and you start to trickle people into the right positions, this is going to be a tough team. This is going to be a very deep team. And then it's fighting for those last spots, which is great. That internal competition is excellent. But to answer your question, Ty, I would say spread it out. You're looking in twos. I think you want to keep two guys together, maybe change the wingers a bit here and there to try and move around. And Jack Roslovic's another guy that's come in that's shown not just that he can play in the top six, but he can excel in the top six. He can excel with good players. So he becomes one of the two now again, right? I think it's going to be, you could have a three-headed monster down the middle with McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, with a prolific winger on each one of those, and then try and find the right mix that equals out the line, and then a real formidable fourth line that's going to be very hard to play against. That's the makings of a real good forward group for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I guess similar question then about the blue line. Like Liam and I were going through some of the numbers yesterday, and we are a very pro Evan Bouchard show. Like we are quick to sing his praises. We think a lot of the hate he gets is not quite deserved. And we were looking at some of the numbers, and it's like, okay, when Ekholm and Bouchard are at their best, they are a legit number one pairing. But then there's also this kind of weird case that, you know what, Nurse and Bouchard, and they played a little bit together on the road trip. Nurse actually plays his best hockey when he's with Evan Bouchard. And then there's the argument of, well, what are you going to do with Brett Kulak? Should you be trying to get him going? Well, the last time we saw Brett Kulak play at a high level was in the playoffs when he was with Evan Bouchard. So I think the Oilers maybe have a little bit of a blue line dilemma here, especially with Wallman out, where like similar to the forward group, do you just keep Ekholm and Bouchard together and say, you know what, top pairing, go give me 24 minutes a night and eat up as much as you can? Or is there a case for Mark Stewart and Chris Knobloch to try to not get cute, but like try to spread things out and get some other defensemen going?
I think that there's always a case, especially with how the defense pairing started at the start of the year, and also we've seen a couple that have been put together that just didn't work. The Nurse-Wallman pair didn't work. It just didn't work for some reason. Now you could revisit it again down the road; it might work perfectly well. Wallman was coming off an injury; he's finding his game. Banged up again, maybe in mid-season form, maybe there's a difference there. So you're always kind of trying to revisit these things at different times in the year to see, is it just the fact that it's like oil and vinegar here, or is it the fact that they just, can't play together, or they maybe can at a different time when both guys are feeling their game. They were taking on a lot of water defensively, and I would tell you that a lot of it did stem from the defensemen. Early on, just turnovers, not making clean plays, not having outlets. I've talked about that. I don't think the forwards gave them enough outlets at times when they had the puck on their stick. They looked up, where are you going to go with it? Well, there needs to be forwards that are open to pass the puck to them. And I'm a forward, so I'm gonna look at that probably a little closer than most times. When you do win a puck battle down low and you put it along the wall, you've got to have wingers that win that battle and get it out of the zone. It can't come back down into your zone. You have to win that battle. To me, I put a lot of emphasis on that because I'm a winger. So I'm watching that part of the game a little more intently. Teams that win wall battles are hard to play against. They're good teams. And I don't think Edmonton was winning enough of those early on. Sorry, they weren't. So I'm not blaming it all on the defense, but they did kind of make it more difficult on themselves than they needed to early on. I'm starting to see a little more flow come back, and I think again that stems from what I talked about earlier, not just the forward group and guys kind of find their offensive game, defensemen find their defensive game. They find their flow, they find that chemistry with their partners. They get into the season, they start to kind of execute a little more appropriately and quicker on their defensive coverages. And that's kind of what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing a team that's just trying to pay a little more attention to what's going on in their own zone and call it maybe a little bit of, I don't want to say funk from a big schedule. You're going game to game to game. You kind of get like to the point where you're not even really, your brain goes, the body goes. We all know that. I think that they just look a little sharper lately. So to kind of answer your question long-winded again, I think you can always experiment. I think you're always trying to experiment to find the best combinations that make your team the deepest. And I think there will be more mixing and matching. With Wallman out right now, you're seeing other guys get different looks. And Ty Emerson's back in lineup, who at the start of the season I thought was really strong, actually. Strong, solid defender, played almost 20 minutes in Florida. So that was a season high for him in a strong game. So kind of see what you got. Don't be afraid to mix it up, but I know what you're saying, Ty. I think at Combe Bouchard is you want to have that bona fide, solid, big pair. But if the other pairs aren't working, you just can't have that. You're going to have to break it up. I think that's what they were forced to do, like I said, with different combinations that weren't working. But as they get more comfortable and play a little, that's when you really know what you have. That's when you really know what your pairings are. Give them a little bit of time. They'll mix and match into a place where it probably will fall back to what we talked about before, when guys are playing at the top of their game, because they're very effective when they do.
Yeah.
There was a quote, and this kind of ties back a little bit to the first question, so not to be repetitive, but Podkolzin had a quote, I think it was after the Buffalo game when he fought Peyton Krebs. To paraphrase a little bit, he basically said, we're just not going to let guys bully our star players right now. Obviously, McDavid and Draisaitl. Is that something that actually happened in the group, though? They were like, we have to stop this from happening, because they against Philadelphia, McDavid, every time he got touched, it seemed to be something that was quite vicious towards him. Is that something that changed, or do you think that was just Podkolzin trying to make a bit of a statement in that moment?
Both. I think it was both. I think it was necessary. I mean, you look at the hit in Philadelphia, could have been a penalty, couldn't have been a penalty. We're so used to seeing McDavid, Draisaitl, guys taking shots at him a little bit, playing them a little bit hard. Not all the time. Some teams leave them alone. But then there's always those teams that, just want to make it a tough night. And I don't mind that. There's going to be teams like that. Yep. But when that happens, and I thought that one with the hand could have easily been a penalty. I'm trying to remember the defenseman that did it. Sealer, sorry. When he put the hand in the chest and kind of slammed him down. I'm looking at it going, okay, I've seen that a few times before. Because it's McDavid, it's obviously heightened and magnified because it's the best player in the game. I personally don't like seeing any best player take a shot like that ever. I think you need to answer about it. Now, they went and they chested up and they talked. There was a lot of banter back and forth. Nothing really happened. Sealer would have gladly fought. He's a tough guy playing his role. I have no disrespect for him. I got a lot of respect for him, actually. But I think that Edmonton, to a man, it's just like anything else. I'll tell you this. When the game isn't going well and your confidence is low, your confidence is chipped down a little bit in that type of a role, too, in the physical aspect of the game. And you're a little slower to react. You're kind of in a little bit of a funk. Not just offensively, not just defensively, but physically as well. It's jam. And going back to jam again, boys. When you've got the jam and you're playing hard and you're going, that becomes second nature. We've seen Frederick start to get engaged a little quicker now. Okay, it was almost forced. Let's just face it. It was almost forced a little bit in the fight with Olivier. And it was a tough guy for him to fight in his first fight. I'm not worried about Freddie. He's not afraid. It's just, he's going to be fine. It's just about getting into the rhythm. But when you've got running mates and guys that are there with you, Podkolzin started to elevate a little bit. We saw him the other night come in, didn't like something that happened right away. He's addressing it. I like that. Darnell Nurse right away. Curtis Douglas. When you start to have that team toughness and that response instantly from your players, everybody on the bench gets bigger. Everybody on the bench just goes, okay, we're in this together. There's something to that. I just got goosebumps. There's something in it. I'm telling you, when you know that you guys are all pulling on the same rope and you're battling for one another, it makes it easy to go out there and play hard and go out there and play for one another, especially when it comes to the top players. The Draisaitl where, I can't remember who it was, slammed him down, Littleberg. I mean, I got a little upset with the officiating that night because I'm seeing it happen too often where it's like, okay, how many times do we have to watch this before you give a penalty for what is blatantly a penalty? I don't understand this. Like, you're going to give a guy a penalty for a little tap and tug on the shoulder for a hold, but a guy can literally grab a guy, lift him up, and throw him on the ice, and that's not a penalty? Okay, what league are we watching here again? Is it the WWE or is it the NHL? I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, so the inconsistencies there are frustrating, but I think that Edmonton's dealt with these things a little better in the last little while, and they're starting to come together as a group. That's how you know a team is feeling it, is when that starts to happen a little more. And quite frankly, guys, it just wasn't there at the start of the year. It was not there. Mm-hmm. They were not engaged, period. They're getting engaged. When this team gets engaged, they're a handful.
You mentioned Curtis Douglas in there. It takes a big human. He made Darnell Nurse look like Darnell Nurse was 5'11" when they were fighting. Yeah. Like, Douglas is massive.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? He's like, well, he doesn't like being called 6'5", Darnell. He says he's 6'4", but he's between 6'4" and 6'5", so we'll just call him 6'4". He says, don't tell him I'm 6'5". He goes, I'll get him with my reach a little bit. And he usually does really well with big guys at length. The guys that are reaching out with that long reach. He had a great fight with McCarron years ago. Anytime he's gone up against big guys, Greenway, I think that it's Greenway. I'm getting that wrong. I'm sorry. My brain's all
no. I think it is. You're right.
I just got off the road trip too. Okay, but I thought he fought him years ago. But you know what? He does well against those guys because he's good at distance. He likes to have the fight out at distance. But then when he grabbed Douglas, it's like this guy's got 6'9" arms like Chara. Like, this guy's got long range on you. He threw him around. He went to the ground. I liked the response. Didn't think it should be an instigator. I said it. It's not what the rule was for. I don't want to get into that big debate, but that's not what the rule was for. The rule was put into place for people that didn't want to fight. Douglas was auto-shed once he turned around. He knew it was coming. Okay? I'm sorry. Come on. When both guys shed the gear at the same time, the last time I looked, somebody has to start a fight. I don't care if it's verbal. I don't care if it's physical. If both guys are willing, 5-5, easy, no problem. But yes, you know what? Sorry, go ahead. I got a little delay here. I keep hearing myself.
I was just going to say, sticking up for your teammate shouldn't get you 17 minutes in penalties. Was going to kind of just be my point.
Well, it's one thing if you get jumped. I mean, the instigator for me is, again, it's for players that don't want to fight. So, and I have no problem with that. If you don't want to drop the gloves and fight, you shouldn't have to. Truthfully, I know I'm old school, but there's some things that I feel you should answer the bell for. Sorry, if you're going to do that, then you should expect that. But at the same time, I don't like seeing players get jumped. And that's what the instigator rule for me is for. If somebody really doesn't want to fight, they don't have to. And if they do, they're going to be punished for it with 2, 5, and 10, 17 minutes. And you're going to get called a turtle potentially, Matthew Tkachuk, but then he came out and started scrapping and kind of put that to rest pretty quick. I think the next however many games he had like 4 or 5 fights, and it's like, this guy can fight. He just doesn't want to, and you shouldn't have to if you don't want to. But when two guys turn around and are willing combatants, good at it. You know what? That's just what it was. No guy was worse for wear. Whatever. It's just one of those little intricacies in the game that I don't like. That wasn't what the rule was for, in my opinion. The rule was to protect players. Who was getting protected there? Darnell Nurse or Douglas? You tell me. I mean, both guys are pretty good at what they do. It's not like, so whatever. I got off track.
It's all good, Louie. We appreciate the insight. Appreciate your time. As always, we'll chat again next week.
All right, guys. Take care.
See you later.
Away goes Louie Debrusk. Our delay got worse as that went on. That's on us, though. Shout out to Louie for grinding.
I said that instigator was probably the right call, but I think I'm going to walk back on that.
Yeah?
I think my idea was fine, but I think the more I've heard what other people say is, you know what, you're right. That's not what the rule should be. It's what it's just kind of evolved into.
All right, let's get towards wrapping up the show here. Shout out to our friends at Star Mechanical, by the way, Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find out more by visiting them online at starmechanical.ca. We have an interesting little, I struggle calling it a report.
Development.
Development's almost more serious than a report.
Someone wrote something.
Someone wrote something, Liam. That is correct. Nick Kypreos wrote this. He has his first Kippers trade board.
When did he start doing this?
He started doing it last year.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah. Here's what he says about Jordan Binnington, who is the #1 name on his board. Binnington has one more season on his contract, and the sense is he won't be part of any retool the Blues might undergo. The strongest speculation ties Binnington to Edmonton, and that the Oilers are also seeing if they can get a defenseman out of St. Louis at the same time. The potential deal would most likely be built around Stuart Skinner going to St. Louis to team up with Joel Hofer. So here is the facts.
Here's one fact quickly. Joel Hofer and Stuart Skinner won a WHL championship together.
Correct. Jordan Binnington has a modified no-trade clause and a cap hit of $6 million next year. One would assume Edmonton would be a team he would waive for, particularly going into a contract season. But he has a $6 million cap hit this year and next year that you have to keep in mind when talking about any potential Jordan Binnington trade. Here are the defensemen the Blues have. Justin Falk, trade protection, $6.5 million. Colton Parayko, 4 more years at $6.5 million. Full no-trade clause. St. Albert boy, shout out St. Albert. He might be willing to waive. Philip Broberg is not coming here. Cam Fowler, $4 million and then 3 years of $6.1 million. Full trade protection. American-born defenseman. He's not coming here. Tyler Tucker, Logan Mailloux, and Matthew Kessel are their other D-men. Outside of Parayko, I don't see one there. If Darnell Nurse is willing to waive to go to St. Louis, he won't be. And St. Louis was willing to take on Darnell Nurse, they won't be. Then I could see a move for Parayko. But it seems highly unlikely that the Oilers could fit in a player like that this season. This summer, would a Binnington cap hit make sense? You could make it work. Would Parayko's cap hit make sense? You could certainly make that work this summer. In season, in order to acquire, let's call it Parayko and go pie in the sky, Liam. How are you getting $12.5 million in salary out of this, or out of your roster to complete this trade? Let's even say St. Louis keeps 50% on Binnington. $9.5 million of salary. Darnell Nurse ain't going out the door. So to get 9.5, it's Kulak and Skinner. Okay, you're still $4 million short of accomplishing this. You could try to flip Adam Henrique somewhere else and be like, hey, Rico, waive, we'll send you to Toronto or wherever. You can go try win a cup there and you'll play more there. Okay, you're still like $1.5 million away from getting to the number you need to get to. And that's not including the fact that now you've thrown other pieces off your roster that you then have to replace. Also, one more thing. I think acquiring Jordan Binnington at any point is a terrible idea, particularly if it's going to cost you Stuart Skinner. So far this season, goalies who have played at least 10 games in the NHL, save percentage above expected, Jordan Binnington ranks 36 of 37 goalies. You want to take a stab at who 37 is?
Joel Hofer.
No, he's 35. Sam Montembeau's 37. Stuart Skinner has been better this season than Jordan Binnington by pretty much every metric you can throw together.
So when you hear about bad goaltending, Edmonton is often a team thrown into that conversation.
Yep.
The other team that is thrown into that conversation and labeled as atrocious by many reporters around the NHL is the St. Louis Blues. I'm just struggling to find a way this works well for Edmonton. I just can't wrap my head around it. I know Binnington's won a cup. He did well at the Four Nations. I got all that. I'm sure that's a positive or where people will push it in that direction to try and wrap their heads around it. But I just don't think this would be an upgrade for Edmonton. I think Edmonton needs to find an upgrade out there. I would prefer it with Skinner and insert new goalie to make it work that way. I just don't think this makes a lot of sense for Edmonton to go and do. And if you think this makes sense for the Oilers, please let us know in the chat. I know we're going to wrap up
and let
fairly
me know
quickly.
Why.
But yeah, like I'd like to know a reason why, because I just think that Binnington's been terrible this season. And if you think a change of scenery is something like, sure, that's something I would typically agree with, but I just don't think you can allow someone with a $6 million cap hit have a change of scenery on a team that is so desperate to win a Stanley Cup. And I just don't think Skinner is, it isn't a situation of like, hey, we have two guys who are at the lowest of lows and they need to switch. They both deserve to go to new spots. I don't think Skinner's there yet. I don't think he's that close to it. I don't think he's not played perfectly by any means, but the expectation isn't for him to play perfectly. But yeah, I'm hard out on this one. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And even if they were to throw a defenseman in, the only one that financially makes any sense is Tyler Tucker, and you're just adding another left-handed defenseman.
He's just Ty Amberson.
Yeah, maybe. And
right? Like, I mean
he's 25. He might be a decent player. I think he's fine. He definitely makes you a little bit tougher. I agree. Unless I replace him Regula with him, but I just don't think that's really worth it.
And Naeem goes, I'm just at the point with Skinner and Pickard where I just don't want to see them anymore. Seen enough. General managers can't react that emotionally.
Yeah, I don't think
you can't just bring in a shittier or a shitty high-paid goalie in Binnington and be like, problem solved. He won a cup 7 years ago. He played good at the Four Nations in one game with an all-star team in front of him.
Yeah, and Naeem did go on to say, it's like Binnington is someone I wouldn't target as well. But I understand like the frustration with those guys. And Tyler in the chat said moving on from Skinner would be for someone like Sorokin or Saros that needs to come back. I believe we can just label it as an upgrade. Like I just can't, I cannot believe this. And I don't think Stan Bowman, who I think has done a pretty decent job, is in hindsight looking back earlier in the season, a couple of his other gambles you could call haven't paid off yet, but I think this would be way too big of a gamble. Way too big. I just can't wrap my head around it.
It would be doubling down on a 12 at the blackjack table. Could it work? Maybe. Stupid statistical decision.
The other side of it too, if you have an out on Skinner at the end of the season if you want it. You do not have that out on Binnington.
Great point. Great point, Liam.
Thank you. I don't know. To be honest, if Vancouver was like, we're selling everyone, I'd be calling for Demko before that kicks in. I know he's injured right now, but we also saw what he could do when he's healthy. But I'd also be calling for Kevin Lankinen.
Bingo. I'd call for Lankinen.
Yeah. I'd call either of them like, hey, like, what's the deal here?
$4.5 million.
Yeah. I would honestly... I don't know if maybe I would trade Skinner for him. I don't know where I would go with that. You'd have to make it work. I'd have to think about it a little harder, but he'd be someone I would have interest in for sure.
Yeah.
He's a good goalie. I can't believe, again, he's a year removed from just not having a team.
You can find goalies sometimes.
Sometimes you can. He would be someone I would seriously look at.
All right.
Defenseman on that team doesn't make any sense.
We're going to wrap up. Aaron, you got pre and post game tonight?
Yes, I do. Down at Dog Patch, folks.
I hope you have a good show.
I hope so, too.
Do you want to go 2 minutes longer and read the Spotify stuff?
Yeah, well, Spotify people, your question today will be, do you want to see the Oilers target Jordan Binnington?
Yeah.
We should read our Spotify comments.
Yeah. I left a comment on the Spotify last night, and there was a few in there.
There's 12 other comments.
I just said... It was good to see. I'm glad we were able to bring them into the show. We have a great podcast community as well, and I think they deserve to be involved in the chat like our chat is every day. That's my comment.
Yep.
No likes.
That's okay. I can go like it. All right, let's get through the comments here. Brady was in first and says, my takeaways are this team is finally playing with some heart and grit. Boosh gets hounded way too much for his lapses and turnovers. Rosie and Savoy are effing studs, and the crazy value we're getting out of $1.5 million, $887K respectively. My show takeaway is that I love that Liam's in the show title now. Congrats, Liam.
Oh, thank you.
It's a big moment. Frederick is in. I feel like Tampa and Florida have been the first game since the Vancouver game where I actually have fun watching the Oilers play hockey here. Damn right, Frederick. I love that point. I 100% agree with you guys that the players should keep up the physical game. I feel like they're also more focused and invested overall when they do that. P.S. Thank you guys for doing this show. I'm 25 from Germany. Watch every Oilers game. Watch every show afterwards. I've learned a lot about hockey from you as I've never had the chance to play myself. Frederick said, I also plan on coming to Canada next year and would love to watch one game at Rogers Place and one with you guys at Greta. Hope it works out. All the best from Germany. Frederick, I will make you one better. If you get yourself to Canada, I will take you to an Oilers game. How about that? Go.
Frederick, great comment. I used to live in Bielefeld, which is in Germany.
Okay.
So there you go.
But yeah, Frederick, if you are from Germany and you come to Canada to watch an Oilers game, I am bringing you to the game. That's my promise to you. If any one of our listeners from Europe come, I'll bring them to the game. Do you think I can do that?
I don't know how many tickets you have.
I feel like Jay would let me do that.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Put him on the spot. Jay, you just call ring, ring. Yeah, we'll do it.
I've also had a really bad show, so this is my way of redeeming myself.
Okay.
It's to put myself in an eternal debt. Oh, boy. Will is in. My takeaway from the road trip is that Savoy is a top 6 forward with this team and should stay there, but I don't have faith that Knob will keep him there when Nuge and Cheeks come back. Hopefully I'm wrong. Nuge is the one to worry about.
I think Knobloch is a huge fan of Savoy. The fact he's been on the penalty kill the entire season speaks volumes. I think it really does.
My biggest takeaway is that Pickard is like that toxic ex who the moment you're about to cut it off, you'll come home and they'll have bought you a random gift out of nowhere and made a delicious home-cooked meal. And now you have to awkwardly sit there and say to yourself, maybe it hasn't been that bad. In the end, you know you're going to find texts about her night with Johnny. Why'd you have to sleep with Johnny, Calvin? You lost me a little bit at the end, but it's still a good text.
That's a good one.
JR, love the show. Barely miss an episode. Really can't say enough good things about the cast and production you guys put together, except for today's show.
Except for today. You're going to hate it today.
Today was bad. I don't want to be that guy that whines about the ads. I get why they're there. With that being said, running ads supporting teachers in the ATA, then immediately running provincial government ads the next episode is strange. So basically...
Those changed.
Yeah, so when you're listening on podcast form, there are the ads that we do, like the ATA and Oodle Noodle. The ones you hear me read, like... That's our sales team. Like they go out, sell them. We have some jurisdiction over what happens. The ones that you'll hear before the show are like automatically placed in there. And it's like a third company that sells those ads. So what'll happen, like the one where we heard where the government was buying ads on our show, we put a stop to that as fast as we could. But it's often like geo or based on your cookies.
Yeah.
So like if there are ones that are offensive, you can absolutely tell us and like, whatever I don't know what that company is, so I won't say it. Whatever that one is, we can put a stop to it once we know about it. But there's only so many filters we can put in. Like, I remember there was that political activist in the States who was doing a show at Rogers Place. Oh. And there were ads for it. And even though we have a rule that there's no political ads, which might tie into what JR is saying, sometimes they'll find loopholes by like, that guy was saying he was doing a music concert in his ads, not like a political show. And that's how they get around it. So we do our best. We keep an eye on it. But yeah, sometimes it just gets fucked up.
Yeah, let us know because we will put a stop to it.
We don't want you to hear offensive ads and we don't want money from those companies. So
no, like the government of Alberta one, teacher one was bullshit.
Yeah, and we said it was bullshit.
We called them up. I didn't call up Daniel Smith. I'd like to say a thing or two, but I called up other people and said, hey, can we sort this out? And we got rid of it immediately. It's the right thing to do.
Yep. Brad says, my biggest takeaway is that for the last 3 seasons, we're in the exact same predicament at the same time. The team sucks. Big changes need to happen. Blah, blah, blah. He says, blah, blah, blah. This team will be top 3 team in metrics from the new year onwards. Nothing to change except goaltending. Nothing major needs to happen. Ben is in. My biggest takeaway is Kulak can't be an Oiler for much longer. That's kind of sad to think about. My takeaway has been this is a very long preseason. Yeah, that's fair. Chandler said, my biggest takeaway is that getting engaged physically seems to have woken the boys up. If I have a second one, it's that AJ Greer's gutless. And Dr. Maddie said, my biggest takeaway is thank God that road trip's over. Thank God this show's over. I'm so tired.
Yeah, today was...
it was bad. Today, you know what? We had bad games.
Today, I think the
audio fixed itself. I think it's just tougher for you guys with the monitor in front of you.
Yeah. Shout out to Aaron. He did try his best to make sure everything worked out. Found a solution. Shout out to Eli, who's going to have to somehow try and clip the show later on.
We'll do the second half of the show should be okay.
Should be fine.
Louie and Binnington, you're good.
Yeah, and shout out to everyone in the chat for bearing with us. We do obviously have some technical issues sometimes, and you guys let us know, but I think you stick around, which is great. You know what's always funny is like obviously we're a little bit past the time right now. Well, I think we could do this show literally all day and people would watch.
Yeah, probably.
And it's amazing. So thank you, everyone.
Mulek says, how does one get a job in sales for Oilers Nation? Just start.
Just start selling stuff.
If you come to us and are like, I have 3 clients that I've found, we would probably give you a job.
Probably.
So yeah, if you want to work for us, just do that.
Mulek, get me a new car and then we can talk. Yeah.
Pre and post, dude. You have him pre and post.
Sean Pang and Eben.
Do you know he spoke to Vasily Podkolzin's coach?
Another time.
I believe so.
Ooh, interesting.
Also, a great article right now on Oilersnation.com which is very funny considering what we spoke to yesterday. So I'm wondering if they listened to the show. It is titled From Golden Hockey. A look at Evan Bouchard's bounce back month for the Oilers. The numbers on there are staggering. And Louie mentioned it too. It's actually crazy when you look at it and be like, he's now up to +6 on the season, considering he was dead last. It's always funny. Like, I know we can get into it as well, but like stuff like Skinner's not a star in the NHL. Bouchard doesn't deserve this money. It's like, just let guys get out of a bit of a slump here and figure it out for themselves. They'll make their own bed.
Liam's on pre and post, or
Nope.
Aaron's on pre and post. Holy shit.
I'll do it. Aaron's on pre and post with Sean Peng and Eben. We have O&R right away. I'm going to have some noodles, and that is it.
I'm going to lay down in the bed.
Yeah, let's wrap
And
it
I'll
up.
be at the game tonight. If you see me at the game, come say what's up.
Oil up.
Oil up.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation every day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.